Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts Podcast with Elliot K. and Jose Ucar. Every week we bring the tips, tools, and strategies for you to become a world-class public speaker. We bring you guests, experts, and authorities in the field of public speaking to enrich you and enhance your public speaking journey. Remember to subscribe, rate, and comment. And now, please welcome your hosts, Elliot and Jose.
Yeah! The Public Speaking Experts Podcast. The Public Speaking Experts Podcast website is live. The Public Speaking Experts Podcast run by Elliot K. and Jose Ucar. We are here not only to help you become a great speaker, but to
be a great speaker.
Speak your greatness.
Oh, yeah.
God. Oh, goodness me, mate.
Yeah.
So, Elliot K, wow.
I always say this. I think every episode I say I'm super excited. And that's maybe because I'm excited about doing this. You know, when we took 2 weeks off, Jose, I was really I actually missed recording this podcast. And for those of you listening, he's just walked off.
I just went to grab some water. No, but
I just went to grab some water.
Water, mate, water.
By my life. A little bit of water in my life. A little bit of water is all I see. I just realized that we parked a car in front of our car and I can't actually pull out. Anyway, that is something that's completely irrelevant to this conversation. Today we're talking about stop wanting to be a speaker and start being. So stop wanting, start being a speaker.
Oh, People,
and I just really wanted to do this podcast because I think it's an accumulation of frustration and, you know, people almost disrespecting what speaking is. So everything we're going to talk about today comes with love. But I think it was important to do an episode about it because we come across, you know, you and me, we did Clubhouse for the best part of a year. We do this on a regular basis. You and me speak on a regular basis. And, you know, I offer trainings, you offer trainings. And, you know, there's been an increase in the level of people who want to speak. And I'm finding that a lot of people, while they want to be a speaker, I want to be a speaker, there's my voice, I want to be a speaker, very few invest. Not even if it's with me, it's generally speaking, they just don't invest in their speaking. And I think to me, if you're truly committed to the process, then you would invest time, you invest money, you invest energy, you invest space in speaking. And I'm really keen to shift the paradigm that, you know, just because you're a speaker, you're entitled for everybody to knock on your door and speak, and therefore you speak. But also to understand, like anything, speaking needs time, money, space, and energy. A bit like a cat that Jose's holding. You know, you can either be a cat and sit there on the couch waiting for people to stroke you, or you can get out there and you can truly be persistent, be consistent, and move from I want to be a speaker to being a speaker. And being a speaker means time, money, energy, and space in your life, and you're committed to the process of speaking. Regardless of you speaking to promote your business or to promote yourself, or you're getting paid to speak, it's about committing. And stop wanting, start being. Jose, what are you going to say about that?
Brother, beautifully said. And in a way, think about it. If you don't invest in yourself, in anything, I mean, this is any area of life, you won't stay in that, you know, industry, if you call it, longer. You won't progress. You won't achieve excellence. So those people that are coming and saying they're speakers, if they don't invest, you will see them potentially next year. I mean, there's the people that will evolve, that will start, you know, imagine charging £500 per keynote. And then in a couple of years' time, they're 5,000. And in a couple of years' time, they're 10,000. Yes, they are investing. They are not only practicing. They're looking for coaches. They are building relationships with other speakers that are speaking at a higher level as well. There's all of those elements. They are reading. They are investing, in one word, looking for training, looking for coaches, creating communities around speaking in order to support each other, running podcasts like we do. The others, the ones who don't, you're going to see them, they disappear. You're going to see them again in a couple of years' time. They're still in the same place, and potentially you won't see them anymore. So they will go extinct as well.
Yeah, and I think people think that speaking is kind of the core of it, right? Yeah, of course it is. You're a speaker, but people forget how much goes before and after. You know, the whole packaging of you as a speaker, the whole positioning you, your whole messaging piece. And then there's the relationship building aspect of being a speaker, because then people, you know, people that have a relationship, even if you're represented by a bureau and agent, it's because they have a relationship and they're representing you. You know, gig getters, we do a lot of that extension towards people and representing them as, you know, part of their sales team. We're not a bureau and agency, but people forget that part. They just think, oh, look at me, I'm a speaker. I'm going to show up, I'm going to speak, and everyone's going to love me. And then that's it. But there's a lot that goes before, but equally there's a lot goes after. And unless you're in that being a speaker mode and you're present to the process of what it takes, not only to deliver as a great speaker, but everything around it, you will get forgotten. You will get swallowed up. Why? Because there's so many people out there who are willing to do that, and that's why they're in the 3% of the earners. That's why they keep getting booked again and again and again. That's why you're watching them going, oh, well, they don't, I don't have. It's because they're putting themselves out there. That's what they have that you don't have, that they're committed to the process, they're committed to the craft, they're dedicated to it. The fact that you might have found your message, you might have found your truth is great, but that doesn't suddenly entitle you for people knocking on your door and booking you unless you put yourself out there, unless you go from, I want to share my message, I want to share my truth, to being the person that shares their truth. Here's what I will say before I hand it back to you, Jose. If you look at cornerstone people in our history, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, you know, Ali, Muhammad Ali, if we look at Greta, you know, now, if we look at various people like that, they are completely unshakable, authentically, congruently with what they consider to be their truth. You cannot move them from it. Whether they spoke, whether they rallied people, whether they are going after the people they consider to be the core, you know, the people that are creating chaos or bad or whatever it is. You know, when Muhammad, I was going to say Ali G, when Muhammad Ali refused to go to the army, he was like, you know, I've been in prison for 400 years. Send me to prison for 5 more years. You know, the people that are taking away my freedom is you, the government. I'm not flying 10,000 miles to shoot at poor people that, you know, in the name of freedom. You're taking away my freedom, no one else, right? And he was completely unapologetic, unmovable, and he had a voice and he used it. And I think he was committed to the process of being truthful to himself, regardless of the consequence. And he understood how to, you know, communicate in a way that had mass impact. Let's, you know, same with Gandhi, same with Martin Luther King. And it doesn't matter what you think about them at this point, right? Same with, what's his name? His name slips my mind. 27 years in the prison. Mandela, right? Greta. And I think if you're being present to your truth, then that presence should be immovable. Therefore, you should be out there present and being a speaker because of the movement and the power you can create by actually honoring your truth and not wanting to speak your truth and not wishing to speak your truth, but truly being congruent and authentic to what is real and what people need to hear to shift paradigms, to make a difference, to completely create that dent in the universe. That's what I'm going to say.
There we go, people. So you've got Elliot K on fire today about the fact that it is important that you stick to your truth. Why do you want to speak, first of all? And then what is your purpose? What is your greater calling? What is your ambition? And then stick to it. There's going to be up and downs. That's life. I mean, it's going to be tough. Yes, but do you really believe in it? Do you really believe in the impact you want to make? That's what becoming a speaker is all about. Just like, yeah, I mean, you mentioned incredible personalities, and they had a dream in a way. And, you know, yeah, Martin Luther King, he said he had a dream a few times on his, you know, his speech and on many occasions. What is your dream around speaking? Because this is the Public Speaking Experts podcast. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice for that to happen? What are you willing to do on a daily basis? Because, you know, we're speaking today, but Elliot and I are working on our craft. Not just the craft, but on the business, on our assets, investing to gain visibility, exposure, building relationships. We love this. How much do you love your speaking? Or is it just one thing that you woke up one day and, yeah, it's like a hobby. Yeah, I want to be a speaker. Or do you really believe you're a speaker for the greater good? Love
Right.
this topic.
And I think it's so, so important. So let's do a little commercial break and we'll come back
Yeah,
and
come
carry on
on.
talking this for a few more minutes. Here we go. You're listening to the Public Speaking Expert Podcast, and we're happy to say that now you can get all of your favorite episodes in one place. And that is the publicspeakingexpertpodcast.com, where you can follow us, where you can subscribe, and of course you can choose the episode you want to hear on the platform you want to hear. That's the Public Speaking Expertpodcast.com. Now also remember that Jose and myself are speakers, so if you want to book us for your event, your conference, if you want us to come and host an MC, then just reach out to us. You can either send us a message through the website, thepublicspeakingexperts.com, or you can reach out on Instagram, the Public Speaking Expert Show, and send us a DM. And if you like, subscribe and send us a beautiful comment, take a picture of it. We will send you a copy of our book, Speak, Influence, Sell, as a thank you for your amazing support. So make sure you do that now, do it now, do it now. And in the meantime, make sure whenever you speak, you're not only a great speaker, but you
Speak your greatness.
Exactly. And today we're talking a lot about that because, you know, you'll never speak your greatness. You'll never have the impact you want if you're always in the wanting phase. I want to. Now, there's nothing wrong with having drive, desire, ambition. That's fine. But I'm talking about that paradigm, that mindset that's stuck in that I want to be a speaker. I want to make a difference. I want to get paid to speak. Fine. Shift. Be the speaker that gets paid. Be the speaker that makes a difference. Be the speaker that shares their truth. But for that, you have to do something about it. Right? Yes, read, watch videos, cool, follow speakers, yes. But at some point, you need to step in and you need to create time, money, space, and energy in your life. And that's not just a one off. That is when things are also tough, is when you have that as well. When things are challenging, you have that as well. And that's the thing. When it's part of your higher calling, your purpose, your values, then that becomes a part of your makeup. Therefore, giving it time, money. You know, here's the thing, Jose, how many times you've gone, oh no, I don't have time for that. I don't have money. I just don't do that. And then something comes along, you're like, pow, yeah, you find you pulled your card out instantly. You're going, yeah, let me pay for that. Oh yes, let me book that in my calendar. Well, 2 minutes ago, you're going, no, I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have energy for that. For example, a prime example is you'll speak to someone like, oh, I'm really broke. I don't have any money. And then you'll speak to them, a day later. Yeah, I just booked my holiday. Right? I just paid £2,000 for a holiday. You're like, wait a minute, I thought you were broke and didn't have any money. Right? Or they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm broke and then they see a pair of shoes and suddenly they're spending 150 quid on shoes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just understanding that in their value system, that was more important to them than what you were maybe talking about. But my point is, if you're always going to be in the wanting phase, you're never going to be in the achieving phase unless you truly become dedicated to it.
Take action, people. You want to become a great speaker? Start taking action. You're not going to achieve it overnight, step by step. Spend time with people that can help you grow, that can inspire you, that you can learn from. Building relationship is going to be key for your career. Look for coaches, look for trainers. Most importantly, speak. Ask for feedback, learn in the process. Remember that consistency is going to be key. Own the process. Don't go blaming people for your results. This is your journey. It is your responsibility. Be flexible, in terms of how you interpret your reality and the feedback you receive and everything else, and just make it happen. Come to the podcast. Come and speak to Elliot and myself because you've taken action, not because you know all of this stuff. We really care about how you feel about what you know and what you're doing with it. With this, Elliot, I'm done speaking for now, brother.
I think that's a beautiful summary. Now get out there, people. Apply what you've learned. stop wanting, start being.